September 22nd, 2021, Nicole Cattaruzza, star 1978, star 8378. I am going through an issue with being born to a specific flagged area, which would be this flag. That's who the nationals pledge allegiance to, their republic to, and so on and so forth. My ancestry is from a mixture of the top two, the bottom two, with a little bit of this color mixed in, which I don't have white squares, so that's my international and domestic, that's my interior state system of where I am, and some form of outer state system. Now, I'm the one who is having a Deep Space Nine issue. Since my grandfather's day and age, I have subsequently been born into a time where my father painted this color arm and this color face, almost like a sleeve holding the face, on a checkered but of a yellow and black pattern. I'm the one who needed black and white checkerboard assurity with the red and black checkerboard. Unfortunately, this is what keeps happening. They keep saying that they made a deal with one another, and things just keep getting worse.
Reuniting for the 25th anniversary of their album.
This is something called a Fuji. This is whatever. I wouldn't even be able to recognize them in the crowd. I've heard the names, but I don't follow this.
That tour kicks off today with a small pop-up concert at an undisclosed location here in New York City. Fuji's first public performance will be at Global Citizen Live on Saturday at Central Park.
Here's a first look at the new uniforms for members of the U.S. Space Force. The U.S. military unveiled the uniform prototype for its range formed during the Trump administration.
I'm having planetary and global and climate issues. And you finally open up some SEAL-approved Space Force. You finally agree on wardrobe. And these are the two models that you put in front of the camera. I'm just curious. That seems a little yellow and black to me. A little bit of a problem from where I am standing in. The ammonia is so high along with gamma field radiations. I mean, I can see it visually in my skin. I can feel it as I walk down the street. The last 43 years have been so detrimental, including the 70 where it accelerated, where my father was in yellow and black, to the point where it's like I've got ammonia up to my hairline, where my hair literally falls out in high doses of radiation because it's in the food, it's in the water, it's in the sunlight. It is everywhere you go. Do you see the amount of hair on this brush that falls out? I mean, I can peel it off in gigantic clumps. And this is nothing. This is just one day. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting, the environment here. And you took 43 years to open up that sealed unit with that wardrobe, with this cast, which just adds to yellow and black, and ammonia and the people being poisoned. Like, this is what humans are up to. In large-scale projects, nothing ever gets done. I am a white woman who turns yellow. She is not of my ancestry or lineage. That is all. That is the only difference. I am in need of special assistance and special circumstances. Why is it that this is getting more priority than me for the last 70 years? And if that's what North America was all about and the United States of America was all about, why not move me back to wherever my grandfather was raised properly? In a country that actually likes to teach their children how to stand up straight, what proper hygiene is, how to eat and not get poisoned, how to look out in the flora and fauna and do surveying and be helpful and contribute back to the crown. Why is it I have to sit in this disgusting poisonous nest when there's something that is already perfectly established elsewhere? I don't understand how you humans get along with this and how you keep making excuses for one another. My short-term memory is non-existent on a whole nother scale because of strokes on a keyboard. And in my lifetime, somebody said to Lewis yesterday, they said, Linda and Lou went up for their anniversary to the French bakery. He comes back, he goes, Nicole, he goes, what's the Akashic record? He goes, you know anything about that? I'm like, yeah, Lou, why? What do you want to know? And he's like, well, what is it? And I was like, it's the universal system of all knowledge of the universe is contained within it. I was like, I mean, that's the easy definition. And he was like, oh. And I was like, see, but that's the problem, Lou. I was like, because if I'm talking to Louis Cattaruzza, born identity of 1949, when you were delivered to Angelina and Antonin Cattaruzza, I was like, there was barely telephone, there was no computer, there was no business office per se, there was the boys' school that Nono went to and their knowing things, and then they provided employment. I was like, and if I was speaking to you in those days where there was, the heating system and there was barely electrical, that kind of thing, I would say to you that the Akashic record is held by the gods in the clouds. Because that's how we explained it. I was like, the problem with Louis Cattaruzza inside 20th century year 21 is he pushed for some Wall Street stock market digital era so he could have a Star Trek watch on his wrist, and they could enhance satellite and computer and file on a keyboard in a box with a light in the back of it. I mean, the dumbest things is what you invested in, Louis. I was like, and now for me to explain to you what the Akashic record is? It's too invasive and you're not worth it. I was like, you've already proved, as your generation of human, that you abused every privilege that was ever even offered up. And he was just like, well, but is it still located in the cloud? I was like, well, isn't that an interesting dilemma, Lou? Now that you've enhanced you've enhanced nanotech, biotech, computer tech, everything's stored in the cloud now. Well, isn't that a fucking scary endeavor? I was like, so was your health before you taught half the planet how to code and enter a sealed internet, an Ethernet. You just gave all of your safety, health, and protection away. I was like, that's why I really don't like any of you in antecedents. I really don't think that any of you are worth it. I was like, you are a dangerous bunch. And every time I bring it up, I'm the lunatic. Yeah, all right, sure. No, I'm the responsible one from Cosmic Nursery that knows a little bit more than the average Joe. Just saying. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's September 22nd, 2021. I'm in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.